With the Boruto Timeskip already releasing 4 chapters, there seems to be one thing missing. With everyone believing Boruto killed the 7th Hokage, Naruto, who saved the world in the 4th Great Ninja War, it is quite confusing to me to see that apart from the Leaf Village, we haven't seen a response from the other great nations. With an Otsutsuki threat that they believe Boruto is, it is strange that we haven't seen even a Kage summit to address this problem. In later parts of Naruto Shippuden, the single mention of Madara caused the 5 great nations to ally and try to get rid of this threat. Yet with Boruto, who is way stronger than Madara even in his 10 Tails form, we haven't heard anything from the other great nations. And with Boruto, who has been in and out of the village, Shikamaru must now admit that they have to ally with the other great nations if they want to deal with the threat that Boruto may be. And this is why I believe that Boruto versus the 5 Kages has to happen, and in this video we'll be discussing what exactly would happen and what would be the result of this fight taking place. Before we get into this fight, we have to discuss something that will probably make a lot of OG Naruto fans quite mad. And this is that these Kages are simply the strongest Kages that we have ever seen. The Kages that we are discussing are Gaara, Darui, Chojuro, Kurosuchi, and since Naruto has been sealed, we won't be including him but Shikamaru. Obviously, Shikamaru is not stronger than Naruto, but just as these 5, they clear any of the 5s that we have seen before. All of these Kages should easily scale past the Hokages and Kages that we have seen in the war arc, but I'll be breaking down why exactly they are so much stronger and how they could actually pose a threat to Otsutsuki level characters. The Kages that fought in the 4th Great Ninja War were Inoki, Tsunade, Mei, and Gaara, and they fought Edo Tensei Madara, and to say that they got demolished would be an understatement. There is no way you could tell me that either of them individually would be on Madara's level, or even them as a collective. They are not able to beat Madara even in his weakest form that we see in the war arc, his Edo Tensei form. Madara was toying with them back and forth, hitting us with amazing quotes that all of us remember till his day, him using his clones to get most of the work done, and not trying too hard when it came to fighting the 5 Kages. He mainly wanted to test just how strong they truly were. This Madara is the one that we saw drop 2 meteors in the war, that took all of Inoki and Gaara's strength to just take down one, and the other one just couldn't be strong. And with his perfect Susanoo, he was able to cut down mountain ranges with simply him unleashing his sword. Let's just say and grant that the previous Kages should be around this level of strength as a collective. So how strong are the new Kages? First of all, it makes sense that they are stronger than the previous generation of Kages simply based on the fact that each generation surpasses the other, but we also have clear feats that put the Kages to a whole different tier of power when it comes to comparing them to the previous ones. And this was made absolutely clear in the fight versus the 5 Kages and Sasuke versus Momoshiki and Kinshiki. As a collective, and with a bit of help of Sasuke, the 4 Kages that fought Kinshiki were able to easily dispatch of Kinshiki and temporarily seal him before Momoshiki ultimately consumed him later on in the fight. As a collective, and this time with Shikamaru, they should easily be able to contend and deal with characters on Kinshiki's levels of power. Now, looking at the previous Kage's feats, you would see that the new Kages are simply stronger, as Kinshiki scales way beyond any version of Madara that we have seen, especially the one that fought versus the 5 Kages previously. Madara in his 10 Tails form later turned into an even greater threat, which was Kaguya Otsutsuki. The difference between 10 Tails Madara and Kaguya was quite drastic, as noted by both Naruto and Sasuke multiple times. Before Madara turned into Kaguya Otsutsuki, he was able to perform multiple planetary level feats when he consumed the 10 Tails. He was literally stated to be able to destroy the planet in his 10 Tails form. The Naruto planet has been couched to large planetary level multiple times, so Jubi Madara being able to destroy the planet will simply mean that he is also large planetary level. When it comes to his speed, Jubi Madara not only had light speed moves, but he was also able to contend and be relative to people like Naruto 6x Sage Mode, who was able to dodge Madara's Light Fan anywhere from relativistic to 1.2 times the speed of light, which would mean that Madara himself would be FTL alongside 6-pass Sage Mode Naruto and Sasuke, as they are all relative to each other. But Kage was simply on a whole different level and clearly outscaled Jubi Madara. I won't be breaking down Kage's scaling, but we should clearly know that bare minimum, Kage scales way beyond Jubi Madara when it comes to speed and power. However, this Kaguya feared Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki, which would mean that bare minimum they should be relative to Kaguya and way stronger than Jubi Madara. But as said before, the Kages as a collective were able to take down Kinshiki himself, which would mean as a collective they would be stronger than Jubi Madara. All of this is to say that the collective of the new Kages are simply stronger and faster than the previous collective of Kages, as the new Kages should be able to move faster than the speed of light and bare minimum have a large planetary level of attack potency as a collective, and the previous 5 Kages simply do not scale to this level. Some might debate that A could also move at the speed of light, but at the very least, the new Kages are simply on a different tier of power. So just as a marker, we can say that the new Kages are collectively large planetary level and have FTL speeds. Some of the key abilities that the Kages possess that could potentially help them win this fight would be Gaara's sealing ability, the same one that was used to seal Kinshiki and also Madara in the war. Also Dari Light Circus, which is also an FTL ability as it allows him to control light rays that are emitted. Shikamaru's Shadow Paralysis and perhaps his IQ, which might allow him to find some sort of strategy to beat Boruto. Now, how does Timeskip Boruto compare to this, and how would this fight truly end up going? Without going too in depth with Boruto's scaling, Timeskip Boruto should bare minimum be as strong as Fused Momoshiki, simply due to how the karma works. And for those who say that Timeskip Boruto doesn't use his karma, so he probably didn't master his karma during the time skip, we have so many different ways to scale him even beyond Fused Momoshiki, as he was able to take down No Limiter Code in his base form. Boruto said multiple times that killing Code was too easy, and literally proved it in the chapter that followed, in chapter 3, where Boruto dispatched and humiliated Code. Code was stated to be stronger than Jigen, which was why he decided to get his limiters placed. So since Boruto was able to take down Code without his limiters, he should bare minimum be stronger than Jigen. So let's not even say that Boruto is bare minimum Fused Momoshiki's level. I was trying to be nice. Let's just go all the way. Boruto is stronger than Jigen. He is on that tier of power. And since we already saw what Jigen did to Prime Naruto and Sasuke when they fought, they were just absolutely destroyed. So there is no way for me to ever think that the 5 Kages, even as a collective, would ever be able to beat Timeskip Boruto. If Shikamaru caught Boruto with his Shadow Paralysis, Boruto would easily just absorb it, or as shown in the anime, he would be able to outmuscle it as shown in the fight versus Borishiki, Shikamaru, Naruto, Code, and Kawaki. The same with Gaara, who was literally one tap by Momoshiki alongside the other Kages when he fused with Kinshiki. None of Shikamaru's IQ plays or strategies would be able to make up for the power gap between Boruto and the 5 Kages. Dari's light beams would not be able to do anything to Boruto, who is easily way faster than the speed of light. This would literally be even worse than what happened with the previous Kages and Madara, because Boruto is just that strong. And apart from the edge that Boruto possesses in speed and power, Boruto simply has the better abilities when it comes to this fight. Starting off with his basic fighting style that after the time skip includes refined Kenjutsu and the gentle fist, which he could perform when he's not using his sword, as we have seen in part 1 of the series. But if you check Boruto's arsenal right now, you would see that Boruto possesses quite a few abilities that will simply allow him to win the fight, like the Vanishing Rasengan, who he could easily use against all of his opponents. Although it is not lethal and won't kill somebody one shot, however it will prove to weaken them quite easily, especially due to the fact that they literally can't see the Vanishing Rasengan. Also, abilities like the Uzuhiko, as we have seen used on Code, are going to be simple ways that if Boruto is simply touched, he already has the first part of his jutsu activated on the 5 Kages that he is fighting. Just if you pay attention to these two abilities, you can already see how Boruto simply has the edge. And we know that Boruto has mastered a lot of different abilities, as he literally has most of Sasuke's arsenal down and mastered, apart from abilities that require the Sharingan or whatever, but he literally has many jutsus that he can use. One of the jutsus that are still unknown and not named yet is the lightning jutsu that he used against one of the Shinshu, the one that looks like Bug. It seems to be a defensive jutsu that he uses to bring a bit of separation between him and his opponents. So during this fight, he would easily be able to do that against the people around him. And whether he uses the karma or not, as we don't really see him use the karma in the time skip, he could use the karma if he is pushed to that and start absorbing their ninjutsu, things of the sort, but he doesn't even really need against all those opponents. So now you can't just say it's because he's faster, you can't just say it's because he's stronger. You can literally see that Boruto has the hacks, the IQ. We know that Boruto's super smart, Minato's levels of genius. He has all of these different win cons in his advantage. He can increase his speed with his lightning style, as he has done multiple times when using Boruto's stream. Boruto literally has the perfect abilities to go against these type of opponents. So I just can't see any way that the 5 Kages could end up winning. So why exactly do I believe that there is such a point to this fight? Since Boruto is simply stronger, why should this fight ever even take place? As touched earlier on in the video, to me it is quite surprising that we are yet to see things be put into place to deal with Boruto, as he is an Otsutsuki level threat who in their minds poses a threat to the whole ninja world. Like we have made pretty clear in this video, Timeskip Boruto is way stronger than people like Madara, Obito, Kaguya, and even Jigen. In Naruto Shippuden, characters like Madara, just being mentioned, was able to start a war and make the 5 great nations ally together. Now, due to everything that has happened after that war, it is safe to say that the relationship with the 5 great nations are way better, but we still haven't seen any sort of response between the 5 great nations when it comes to Boruto and the threat that he is. I'm not saying that the 5 great nations have to come together and decide to fight a war versus Boruto, because Boruto doesn't seem to be trying to do anything to the 5 great nations. But all I'm saying is that we have to see measures being put into action so that Boruto is dealt with. When Kinshiki and Momoshiki arrived, they were stopped by the aid of the 5 Kages, Sasuke, and Boruto. Threats like Jigen and Ishiki were going on a rampage, and the other great nations knew about what was happening through the Kage Zoom meetings. This is why I believe that we will definitely see a fight between Boruto and the 5 Kages before we even think about Boruto working together with the other villages to fight against the Shinshu. Because some of you guys might say that, oh, why did this not take place? Why would this take place now if it didn't take place before? The one thing that we have to remember is that Boruto is an Otsutsuki and can hide his chakra signal, making it impossible for people to be able to catch, to even sense his chakra. Only people like Kawaki even stand a chance of being able to sense their chakra. But Kawaki himself said that he has to be within a certain radius for him to be able to sense Boruto. So when Boruto comes back to the village to alert them of what took place, we will have to see some type of measure being put into place to deal with Boruto and the threat that he is. This could either be done by just the leave, or the 5 Kages may group up together, since Naruto and Sasuke are not here and won't be taking care of these high level threats. So when this does end up taking place, Boruto will utterly destroy them before they ever have to team up together to deal with the new threats that the Shinshu are. And in that fight, Boruto will show them how he has truly surpassed Naruto. And if you want to find out more proof of this, you have to watch this video right here.